Welcome back to Frame Fatales, an all-woman speedrunning showcase here on Games Done Quick. I'm Nikasaur, and this is the last game of the night, so give it up. Rounding it out with one of my absolute favorite games in the world, so I'm really happy to see this. Spyro the Dragon, the very first one, 100% Reignited. So we're gonna see the new stuff from the new game, and this is all thanks to Beuchi.
Hello!
I cannot
show off this run.
Oh, I'm so excited! So, anytime you're ready, take it away.
Alright! Yeah, I'll do the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go! Alright! So, yeah, Spyro Reignited. Spyro's like all HD and pretty now. And I'll get later about why the category is called 120%, but we're basically collecting everything in the game. All the gems, we're saving all 80 dragons, and we're also saving the baby dragons from the thieves.
Collecting all the eggs, and you're doing all of the flights as well, is that correct?
Yep. Every level, we're gonna see the entire game.
Every single thing in this game. Oh, you got your little sunglasses!
Yep, I was gonna mention that. It's a little cheat code that you can do.
See, I'm already learning things. We're not even in like, the first level, and I'm like, I need to be styling Spyro.
Yep, now we got some cool shades to show off. Alright.
I'm gonna be like half riveted and half asking ridiculous questions.
Oh, feel free.
Did you play the original Spyro? Were you a speedrunner of that?
Yeah, I originally speedrun the originals.
And I assume this is just way different.
Yeah, the content of the games are obviously the same because they are remakes of the old ones, but the physics are completely different. For anyone that has played Spyro 1, the original, Spyro sort of controls like a race car. He's very drifty, and for speedruns it's kind of hard to get used to the movement at first. But in the Reignited Trilogy, Spyro is actually super responsive to move around. Sometimes I would say it's a little bit too responsive. It's hard to do very precise movement, but for the most part, it is very nice to play.
I feel the same way. I was like, no, the controls feel different, these things are different. I was like, no, it feels exactly the same. And I'm like, I don't think you played as much as I. I know what all the dragons say all the time. Like, this is the back of my hand. It does feel different because it was an entirely rebuilt game.
Yeah.
So even though it's stark to see, like it looks the same or, very different, that's the only thing that's really the same about it is kind of what you're seeing.
Yeah, this game is so pretty. I love it.
And then the remastered music, man, I've been just losing my mind every time. I was just thinking today, I was like, especially inspired by this, just going back and going through it all once over again, just like I used to do back in the day. How long did it take you to learn this new speed?
Not very long. To be honest, Spyro 1 is pretty simple route-wise. There's not a lot of tricks to think about. It's not as broken as other games.
Yeah, it seems pretty straightforward. Are there going to be some glitches and things that you're going to be using?
Not glitches per se, but we're gonna abuse some physics in some levels. It's gonna be fun. Alright, so we're already done with one level. There are 6 levels in each top world, except for the last one. And one of them is a boss level, and the other one, there's another one that is a flight level. You'll see soon.
Do you have any particular favorite levels?
Yeah, definitely. Ice Cavern, Dark Hollow in this hub world.
How are you reading my mind right now? Those are my favorites.
They're really good, and
They are.
especially Ice Cavern. I think it's one of the better looking ones in this remake.
Yeah, that I sat there and I was talking to a friend and I logged, it was super late at night when I started playing, and I got into Ice Cavern and was like, I'm overwhelmed. I can't do this. I just like sort of shut off the whole game at that. I'm like, I'll get back to it when I'm ready, because I'm feeling so emotional to see it in that way. It really does look gorgeous. Like the whole game is just exactly what your imagination of it could be. Are there any parts that you get stuck on that you might not have before? You feel it's harder now?
Sometimes with the supercharges, there's a few things that can go a little bit wrong. Maybe thieves, quick kills for thieves. Thieves are very fast in this game, and like that one. But as long as you're in the air and you kill him while you're in the air, you can actually skip the animation that you have to go through, where they show the dragon egg that you're saving.
You said with the way that the controls are a little bit more precise now. Does that affect the supercharges and the things that you do?
I wouldn't say so. It's not really that it affects it. It's I don't know. It's mostly the difference between the original and the remake, where I say that this control's different. But once you get used to it, it's really not that bad to control. So usually, this dragon Nestor, he has a cutscene that's unskippable, but just by jumping into the dragon while you're saving it, for some reason it lets you skip the cutscene right away. And now we're about to get to our first flying level.
I can't get over the sunglasses. It looks so
There's some pretty cool strats in flight levels. There's a really silly thing in this game where if you're gliding into a wall, you actually bonk into the wall in the air. It's really goofy looking, but in flight levels, it actually lets you turn around way faster.
so you can kind of pivot in the air.
Yeah. These planes are not going very well. And I missed the plane. No, I missed the train, but he's right there. We should be fine.
Is there a lot of randomness with the flight levels in particular?
No. Usually the cycles are very consistent. You just have to get used to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, in these flight levels, you have to collect everything under the limited time, and breaking obstacles and like these chests will increase the timer. And if you collect everything, you get a lot of gems for it.
Nicely done. Is there an optimal route for which levels to go in at what time?
Yeah, usually you want to go through the levels as you collect stuff in the hub world. So basically, as you complete the hub world, you just enter the levels that you encounter in the way.
Is it time? It's time for Dark Hollow! Yes! Best music. This is one of my favorite songs on the whole soundtrack. I love this one.
I think I might have to go back to a level later. I think I missed some gems, but that's fine. One really nice thing about this game is it has what we call quick traveling. You can just go to the inventory or the atlas or whatever it's called. I don't know what it's called right now, but you can just select levels and travel to them right away.
And that's new for this one, isn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't a thing in the original. You had to just walk to them.
Get that music, man. Everyone listen to it. Sounds so good.
It is super nice.
So the music was done by Stuart Copeland, who is, you might know him, he was, I believe, for the band The Police.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this was his first game soundtrack. And
Yeah,
like
for
a lot
the
of
original, yes. Though the remakes were made by someone else.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
took
know how it was.
his first music and then sort of like layered it, and he was really supportive, and it was really lovely to see.
Mm-hmm. He did make the main menu music. That's his work.
Oh yeah, he did the new one, the sort of theme one.
Yep. Right, that's Dark Hollow. It's pretty short. Nice.
It's a very comfy level. I like how small they start off, and then they become very long, languorous levels. So at the beginning, it's like, oh, that's done.
Those will come later.
Yeah.
Right, skill point. That's another thing in this, another new thing in this game. There are skill points for each game, and they unlock some gallery pictures.
Do you need all the skill points for the 120%?
They don't count.
Just bonus on top of bonus, then.
Mm-hmm. There are some pretty dumb ones, like that one platform. You're supposed to get there. Why? Why do you need a skill point for that? There's another one for riding a platform that's moving by, like a druid is moving it. You have to ride it for 10 seconds, and that's a skill point.
I like the skill points in the game, but they've always confused me, because it's like, that was just extra, that wasn't skill, that's fine. Sure, whatever you want, game.
Yeah, so we are in Toasty. This is the first boss level, I guess. Bosses are really not that tough in this game, really. It's really just a bigger obstacle in the level. They have like an arena at the end, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, they're pretty. They usually go fine.
He has a lot of guardian dogs. There used to be a skill point for defeating Toasty without getting hit, but it's somehow gone. I think they did it with the newer patch.
Is there anything else that changed with the patch that affects the speedrun?
For this game, kind of. For Spyro 2 and 3, it pretty much killed an entire category.
Really?
Yeah, there was a trick that they patched. People were not very happy about it.
Do you run all 3 of these?
No. We're gonna go to the level I missed gems in.
Ah, that's the other thing. The inventory, you can see exactly where you lost it, kind of. Oh, I need to go back to there.
And the better part is that usually in Spyro 2 and 3 you used to have a Sparks ability where you press the button and he pointed you to where the gems could be. It wasn't a thing in Spyro 1, but they made it a thing in the whole trilogy now.
Oh, that's really good.
What did I miss?
Do you want me to tell you? Because I think people in chat are gonna say.
Oh, feel free.
There was, I think, a chest down either in the center or on the beach cave.
Oh yeah.
So the center hole or beach cave, I'm not sure which one.
Sparks is pointing down. Yep, that's it.
Oh, look at him go.
Yay! Got it.
Thank you, chat. And Sparks.
I wouldn't give much credit to Sparks. He's not very great in this game.
Yeah, I know, he's the worst. I always feel terrible when he gets hit. His eyes go all wonky like he's drunk. I feel terrible about it.
So I know I also missed a couple of gems here, but I know exactly where they are, so we're good.
Aha, sneaky gems. We've got you. This is a 120% run. You can't avoid us.
And we should be done with the first hub world.
Woohoo! Peacekeepers, peacekeepers. Someone says ask about Sparks-proof gems.
Yeah, there are a few specific gems in this game that Sparks will just refuse to get. Like, no matter how close you are to the gem, Sparks will just ignore them completely. And really the only way to get them is to just touch them with Spyro. I think it might be because they are clipping through some wall or another object, but it's always the same gems. You kind of have to memorize which ones they are so you don't like miss gems accidentally.
So strange. They patched out other things but didn't patch that. That's very odd.
So we are gonna abuse a little bit of the scenery here to get to a level early. Here. Oops. Should be good. Damage here, and we're here. Usually to get back here, there's a cannon right at the other side of that chasm that you have to use to break a big rock to get to this level. But just by doing that, going around and doing a little bit of damage abuse, you can get over there.
I'm learning so much.
And we're on the second flight level. This one looks really nice too.
This is probably my favorite. Night Flight and Crystal Flight, I think, are my two favorites.
And this is also a pretty good example of how the air bonks will work. You can just like bonk on stuff and turn around immediately. It's really goofy, but it's really useful.
Yeah, on the flight levels, there's the way that it's sort of set up that you should do it. You know, you should stick to all one category and kind of go. It's sort of like a almost set path. It lays out. And speedrunners are like, nope, we're gonna go way faster about this. We know how to do this way better. So it looks like mayhem, but completely awesome.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a wonky route right at the end, but the bonks on the walls really help turn it around.
Someone in the chat says they miss that the gems don't rain down back into the total, and I'm like, I missed that too.
Yeah.
Such a pretty thing. But now you can, on the loading screens, you can like flame and do things like that, so it's really cute.
Yeah, you can just mess around with Spyro. It's kind of fun, considering how long the loading screens are in these games, sadly.
Is that something they fixed yet? Because I noticed that it was so much longer.
Yeah, I don't think they fixed it.
They're just happy to get the game out, they're fine.
We're back to the beginning area. Okay, we can kill this guy before that guy.
I do love that these guys still moon you in their little tents. I wanted to see high-raz butts. I was not disappointed. What a cool looking dude, that Spyro.
So there is a little area to my left. So there's a few gems, a couple of enemies, and a thief. Could go there right now, but that thief is very fast, and we're gonna catch him by surprise. Just sting a little bit.
So sneaky. Haha. I always loved Boris. Hi, Boris. I had a crush on Boris. I was lonely, it's fine. That trick in the original took me ages to figure out. I was like 12 years old going, I don't understand.
Yeah, charge jumping, so you just charge.
Yeah, you really took it, like...
Charge jumps are actually very, very powerful in this game. And we're gonna catch this thief by surprise. Boop. Didn't have any chance. But yeah, they are charge jumps are very, very powerful in this game. You get so much height and distance with them, and you can definitely make some jumps that you shouldn't be supposed to do. I'll get that crow later. Oh, crow. Vulture, rather. Need to go around. And since I have blue sparks, I'm gonna take the advantage, crash into that firework crate. When you crash into them, all the gems just home into you immediately. You don't have to like collect them.
As opposed to waiting and having to go back.
And we're done. Sparks is actually pretty slow at collecting, if you have a bunch of gems around you, Sparks is not very fast trying to collect them. You have to wait for a little bit.
A difference from the first one? So he's actually slower?
I would say so. He's also kind of picky. Sometimes if you go too fast and he's like about to get to a gem, but you're going so fast that you're trying to get another gem, he'll ignore the previous one and get the next one. So you also have to be careful about that.
I noticed that too, so I'm totally on your side.
Yeah. Also,
I didn't skip and he went for it, and I'm like, what?
When you're jumping over gems, he'll also ignore them, which is nice. Alright, so Clifftown is a level where we see the full potential or the charge jumps. You can just go around there and get all these gems.
Oh, that's so cool! Yeah, you have 2 hours of me fangirling over this.
There's a few pretty nice shortcuts in this level.
Oh, and those lizards, the lizards look so adorable. I'm a huge fan of them now.
So here's another one. And here, we're gonna flame this rocket from here. There we go. And just not give that thief any chance either.
Don't steal our eggs.
Yeah, that thief doesn't even move. Some of them try to escape, but that one is too slow. So these cauldrons actually have gems in them. In the original, you could collect the gems as soon as they come out of the cauldron, but in this game, you actually have to wait for them to like touch the floor.
So between the two, the original or the Reignited, which one do you prefer to see?
Definitely the original. I think I have a lot more nostalgia for it.
Mm-hmm. Is it a faster run at all?
Yes. Though, for leaderboards, we use in-game time for this game, which is pretty accurate, so we use that for the leaderboards. And the world record is 1:11, I believe.
Oh wow!
In-game time, which is a lot faster than.
That's not counting the load time.
But that's not counting cutscenes or loading times or anything.
That makes a big difference on this one.
Yeah. Especially considering how long the loading times are in this game. I see someone in chat commenting about the PAL version of the original. Yeah, just going through it a little bit fast. Basically, the PAL version of the original Spyro is a lot more drifty and quite harder to control, I would say. And I think I'm pretty much the only one who has run that kind of actively, I guess.
Well, I'm sorry for your loss.
No, it's fine. I'm used to it. Alright, so on to the second boss level. Dr. Champ.
I love Dr. Sham.
You see, these big mamas have their guards, and they're kind of dumb. They're not very good guards. They try to attack you, but they just fall off the cliffs and die. I don't know if the friend's coming. No. Usually there's one that follows me all the way around that and either crashes into the wall or falls off the cliff. Crashing into the wall is a lot funnier, but don't follow me this time. Alright, there he is waiting for me. As that dragon said, he should watch his back.
Oh, he looks so cute! There's a lot of nudity in this game. It's very cartoony.
There's a lot of butts in this game.
Butts are the great equalizer. Everyone has one. So it's just wonderful. But like, he's wearing no clothes, man.
That's another level done. Boss levels are generally a little bit shorter than usual, just because they have the big tough boss that is really not that tough at all.
It's really funny. In most other games, I hate the bosses, but I really like the bosses in Spyro. Not only like their design and everything, but actually playing through it. Like, I could do Metalhead over and over and over again. I honestly love that.
Metalhead's cool. He has a pretty cool mechanic with all the poles that you have to hit.
Especially in the first game. Like, there's...
Sorry.
No, there's so little that you can actually do. There's, you know, in the other games, there's other power-ups and all these other things. But it's amazing what they allow one character to do with what limited tools that Spyro has. And so, seeing those little things, especially in the bosses, is really fun. So, Ice-Cavern.
Yeah, Ice-Cavern. Yeah. Very, very pretty level.
Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, I'm emotional. I'm gonna have a moment.
That Gnorc did not have that moment.
I'm the only one who has moments. We are not on pause for you. Oh, it's so pretty. Seeing environment is really interesting, you know? Like, that was just a cave. Seeing, you know, the back of that is open and you can see so much beyond. It feels like a larger game.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot more noticeable in a level like this where you can just like see through the windows and what's outside of them. So nice.
Just so big and beautiful.
So that dragon I just got, the chest for the key I just got is right next to it. I would have liked to death abuse a little bit later, but that's still fine. That death is on purpose, just to come back here and use the key on the chest.
Oh, that's amazing! See strats that I could be using just in my normal run.
levels the Spyro can roll. It's kind of useful sometimes.
If this is the only game that he does that, right? The other two.
In the original, yes, but in the Reignited Trilogy, you can do it in all 3 games.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Because I thought there was, I can't even remember. There was one button that sort of centered the camera, and I think that I kept rolling off cliffs because I was using that button for a different purpose. So I've not been having the greatest time replaying this game.
Yeah, I think it's the same button in the original that does the roll in Spyro 1 and changes the camera behind you in 2 and 3.
Yeah, I think so. There's been a lot of mishaps, let's say.
Gonna push these guys off. That guy needs only 1 push, but all the rest that I'm gonna be killing need to. Oh.
Get out of here. Go off that cliff. I always love that. Their feet are very slippery, and you're like, I got the idea. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Right. And with that, we're almost done with Peacekeepers. I just have to clean up a little bit in the hub world, but yeah.
Are there any levels or worlds that give you a particular amount of trouble?
Peacemakers. Mostly because Misty Bog. That's a tough level.
I was asking that as a loaded question. I'm like, does she hate Peacekeepers too? Yes. This is very validating for me. Could be like, oh, I'm not the only one who hates this. This is good.
I do think that Peacemakers is the best looking hub world.
It is really beautiful. It's so strange.
Right, on to my favorite hub world, Magic Crafters.
Yeah. This was my favorite when I was a kid, but not anymore. I've changed.
Maybe you've seen in some of the levels there are some special crates that you have to flame 3 times, and they have like a fan on top. We're gonna use them for to our advantage in this hub a lot.
Really?
Yep. First we get rid of that thief.
Oh yeah, because sometimes the top flies off and it actually does damage wherever it lands.
So there's a druid right in front of me now. And we're gonna kill it with that fan chest. This one that also raises the platform right in front of me, he's gonna die. The fans actually kind of auto-aim to enemies and objects depending on where you're looking at. Basically the fan will just fly off in the direction that your camera is looking at in Spyro. So,
yeah, I remember seeing a few of them where it never made sense to me that there was a guy there because it was already dead by the time that I arrived. I'm just like, what a weird gem just laying there all alone. It's like, no, someone perished here. The beasties, I loved a beastie. They're not as fluffy as before, but I love them too. And you can see the wizard underpants, which is cool.
the best way to go upstairs is not a very conventional one. You can just like glide and bonk into the stairs, the steps, and it's actually a lot faster than just like single jumping every step.
Oh, because it stops you, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, it actually got me. Hopefully we get a good cycle for this. Okay, perfect.
I just realized I get to see you do high cave, and I am so ready for this. An optimized run of high caves is going to be very satisfying for me.
That was a pretty decent cycle with that druid. Sometimes there's a couple of big monsters down here, and sometimes this one will glitch a little bit. I didn't get him to do it, but you can sort of like go through him for a second, and sometimes if you jump and flame, he'll just gain height for no reason.
Just shot up into the air.
Whoa! Alright, that was weird.
Uh-oh!
We're back on track. There's a thief on the next cave I'm going to go into. I'm gonna try to quick kill it, but I'm not super great at it. Yeah, no, he escaped. Sadly, we'll have to do another lap to this track down here.
This guy's really tricky. There's not a lot of opportunity to actually get him.
Very fast.
Yeah, there we go.
Now again, these firework chests, if you bonk into them, you get the gems immediately. And we're gonna do that to get the last one without having to wait.
Then the quick save out. Go, go, go!
Alright, so now we get to see the supercharges. Supercharges are very interesting in this game. For starters, in the original, speed to get anywhere really, but in this one, as long as you're on top of the arrows, I guess, you just start the supercharge.
Oh wow, no kidding.
It's a very, very different from the original.
That could have saved me a lot of time. Go
Also,
all the way back up. All the way back up.
Yeah, I kind of forgot to mention it because I'm just so used to doing it that it kind of just like doesn't feel like it's something that you're not supposed to do. But the key for that chest that I went into and broke with the supercharge in that cave. The key is way later in the hub, but you can just use the supercharge to get into the cave and destroy that chest.
I noticed
very
that. I was like,
convenient.
where's the key? I literally thought, is there a key chest in there? And it honestly didn't occur.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's one of those things that you're just so used to do that you don't really think it's something not intended.
Yeah.
Also, we're in high caves.
Again, vindication. This one always takes me ages.
Another supercharge here. We're just gonna stand on the beginning and get our speed right away. And also, if you go through a fireworks crates, you get all the gems and no damage. So that's pretty nice.
Really?
Yep.
It feels like a lot of this is just challenging the knowledge that we already have. Like, this is the way that it's done, and where you can say, oh no, things are a little bit different here, so why don't I try this stupid thing? And then the stupid thing might work.
Ooh. That is not good. I will get that bug later. Shouldn't be too hard. I just need to remember about it, that's all.
I will remind you of bug.
Must have stepped onto it. Alright, so we are gonna meet a very good friend. She loves us. She's gonna give Spyro little bits of the smooch.
Ooh! Getting spicy in here. Hi, pretty lady.
And that will
my
give
God.
him flame powers and a really cool skin. It's like one of my favorite things about this game. I don't know who thought about this, but I love it.
Oh, the skin
We're
does
gonna-
really look so cool.
Do another death abuse to go back to the supercharged area, and we're just gonna do the other half of that area. But before that, I need to get something that I forgot.
Oh, the bug! I forgot to.
Where are
The
you?
bug.
Where are you? Behind me. That's where he is. Alright. We're good.
One more time on bug. Come here, bug. Yeah, there we go. Sorry, my video's a little bit behind yours even, so. You're like, yeah, that bug's dead. And I'm like, did you kill it? Did you kill the bug yet? Okay.
So, remember what I said about the fan chests? We're gonna kill a thief with one of them. There's this one thief around the pool. He's kind of annoying to catch. So we're just gonna use a fan chest to kill him, if it aims correctly. And there he is. He's dead. We got the egg, and we can leave.
Glorious! Optimized. You can do that in midair too? There are so many things that I don't know.
Yeah, you can flap your
Flame.
wings and flame, and just move around, and also roll.
Doing little tricks.
It's another one of my favorite levels, Wizard Peak. This level is kind of special in this game. I'm gonna try my best to not die, but if I die, I'll have to do another death abuse. It's for a very dumb reason, actually. I'll get to it in a little bit.
Well, I am here to learn.
But
I gotta see this.
let's not die, first of all. This is another level where we get to abuse of the supercharge physics.
Using the supercharge is like most of the intended route of the level, and abusing it is half the fun.
Yeah, there's a guy up there chilling. To get to him, you have to go all the way around the outside area. But we're gonna use the supercharge here to help us get to him. Ooh, that was really close. But yeah, a very interesting thing about supercharges in this game, when you go up the ramps, you don't lose any of your speed, which is very useful for things like that. Alright, so we didn't die, we're good.
Yeah.
The reason why I said this is a kind of special level, before the patch they did recently for this game, there used to be an enemy in this level, around this final area, that despawned, and you couldn't get the gem unless you actually died and made the enemy respawn. Fortunately, they fixed that with the patch, but unfortunately, they kind of passed that despawn ability to another enemy in this area. And so if you die in this level, the enemy just won't be there, taking the gem with them.
Really? And this is a level where you could just completely fly off a cliff and not even think about it.
I am missing 10 jobs. What they be?
I noticed something up in the early first room.
Oh, it's this guy. Guess I didn't get the jump from the big guy with the club.
Ran on too fast. Going too fast, fast.
And now we're going to another fly level. This one's another one of my favorites. Also, the key for the chest is right there in that little cave to the right.
But you don't need keys. You're too cool for that. You got shades on. You're a cool Spyro.
We got our friend the supercharge. So, right off the bat, we're gonna drop and turn around. Get that arch and start getting the planes.
That's so cool. Immediate drop was so cool looking.
I missed one, but he shouldn't be bad to get. Should be right around here when I go through this one arch. There he is.
Lined it up perfect. Yeah, there's this amazing confusion when you first play the game. Because you're like, Crystal Flight, that sounds interesting. You've probably never seen a flight level before, you're not good at it. And then you jump into it and you're just flying, and there's rings everywhere. You're like, I was not prepared for this. It's out of nowhere, completely different mechanic.
They're really fun once you get into them.
Oh, really? Yeah, Crystal Flight was probably my favorite.
Yeah, Crystal and Icy, the one in the next, well, not the next, but the last hot world with the flying level in it. That one's also a pretty good one.
Good old Blowhard.
Yep.
Took me a while to understand his name was so funny. I said it to my mom and she laughed and I was like, what?
Me to be naughty, if you think about it.
It could be, yeah.
So yeah, last level magic crafters and the boss level. Which again is not really very tough at all. If anything, these little wizards are tougher than him.
Yeah, for sure. They sneak up on you.
Yeah, they can be very fast with the thunders.
Those are the ones you can't charge into either, can you? I mean, you can.
No, you can. But I think this is a level that's very fun to go through. Once you like learn the strats and where the druids can be.
Someone says, leave the black mages alone. They won't leave us alone. They're the ones causing all this mischief.
I've been playing Final Fantasy IX recently. Now that just reminds me of Vivi. Now I feel bad.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
Don't let me affect your run. Focus.
We're good. We're out of there.
Yeah, someone says, anyone know what system? But I think it's only for PS4, is that correct? Reignited
PS4 and Xbox One.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
If they ever release a Switch version, I'm gonna go nuts for it.
As far as I know, there's not really any difference between them. Maybe the load times are a little bit faster, but...
Do most people play on PlayStation then?
Yeah. Hopefully they make a PC release.
Oh, that would be so good. More people, more Spyro.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of people out there who I'm like, I never played it. I never had a PlayStation. I'm like, oh, why?
Hey, Peacemakers.
It really is such a gorgeous looking place. Like,
It's coolest enemies just jamming to their music and doing their job.
everyone's just a working teenager. That was the other thing, is that when you used to look out, it was just all green and dark, and then these, I think, these levels in particular have so much more background than they used to. Like, you mentioned Misty Bog. I kept getting lost in Misty Bog because there was
open. You can see so much now.
Yeah, I honestly could not figure out where I was because it, like, everything about it is this, but it looks completely different. So for me, it was a completely new experience for that, just that level. I think that was the only one where it really felt different, like thoroughly different to me. Also, it was terrible because I was so lost. I'm like, where am I?
Yeah, Misty Bog is, Peacemakers is definitely the one level where the difference between the new graphics and the old is so much more noticeable.
I think all the rest of them are sort of, you know, they look good, but definitely the same, and then it almost feels completely fresh here.
Mm-hmm.
I feel a little bit of confusion about things like, wait, Spyro 1? Like, you can't swim? Yeah, this doesn't have a water level, because water is poison in Spyro 1. And I'm glad that they kept to that.
The jump is just it's not very intended. It's another cool shortcut to get up here and get these get to these fireworks a little bit earlier than you should. Right.
What? That was amazing!
Oh. Sparks tends to miss jumps there, so I took it a little bit more slowly. Gonna wait so I don't get napped. Yeah! I love those enemies. Sadly, I didn't get the skill point because I got hit right at the beginning. But there's a skill point for not getting hit through that entire area of the electrified floor.
Do you know how many skill points are in the new one now? Does the game even keep track of that?
Yeah, I don't know the exact number, but I think it's 20 maybe?
Is that a run category that anyone's gonna do?
I don't, at least now there's no runs of it, but maybe someone someday will decide to go through it with all the skill points.
Yeah, just for swag, you know. Oh, also I got all the skill points. I didn't know if you noticed, but...
Some of them are just like a little bit out of the way.
Unoptimized.
Oh, wait, never mind. I was trying to avoid the explosion. Ooh, that 4. About to get me. These down.
Oh yeah, that's the terrifying one where you go around and you don't notice the boar there. Again, like, a million teenagers peed their pants.
There's that one red gem around the hut. That's one of the gems that Sparks will just ignore and you just have to touch to yourself.
He's getting sassy now. He wants a pay rate. I'm gonna have to pick up all of them.
Another fly level. Kind of cool route. Ooh, getting too close to the water there.
Wow, this one looks so beautiful. I haven't done this one on the remastered yet, and it looks crazy.
Oh wow, yeah, you actually get that boat? That's crazy. So I got kind of a weird thing there. When you break arches in this game, the debris can actually push you around, and that's what happened with that one. And I was worried that I wasn't gonna be able to get that boat that was below me, but somehow I did. We're good. Essentially, we're good.
You're lucky today. That's it.
Yep.
Oh, but now I cursed it because I said so. Ah! There's so
No, I
much about
think
this. Sorry.
the curse was the missed jumps at the very beginning of the game. Now we're doing fine. We
Oh,
got
that's true.
the nerves out of the way. Now on to Misty Bog.
There's a lot of
Yeah, dangerous level.
Yeah, this is the one I always felt that I could rush through almost any level, and Misty Bog was the one where I always had to be careful.
Yeah, those plants are
Okay.
tough and fast. And in the original, they didn't used to be, but these knife guys are actually really fast too.
I was wondering about that, because they seem more ferocious than before. See, all these things where I swear that, like, that's gotta be different.
The frogs are actually just a tiny bit more lenient than in the original. They used to be a lot faster, and it was actually kind of tough to try to get them. And just for safety, we're gonna get this chicken here. Get Sparks.
Be healthy, be healthy.
Yeah, Sparks is also your health meter. First he's for full health, he's yellow, then he goes blue, green, and then he's gone.
And in this one, you can see he's actually drooping. Like, he looks sadder when he's... Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, indeed.
I told you, I'm a little bit behind on my feet.
That was good teamwork. That frog and then the boar.
They're on to us. They know. Ah, Bubba. That's the other thing, is that the Beastkeepers are all really friendly dragons. They're totally funny. You get to meet none of them, because we're going fast. We don't have time, but rest assured, they're very kind.
We don't have time to talk. Those lines of enemies are so satisfying to go through.
Oh, it's so good. And then you hear them land. Ow, ow, ow.
Okay, seems like I did get it. So if you thought this level so far was dangerous, we're about to get to the most dangerous area in this game, I would say.
I'm both looking forward to it and dreading this. Because this is
This room here is death.
How you like frogs? You like all those frogs?
Alright.
Oh,
We're gonna get the dragon.
Oh my god!
Ah, didn't need it at the end. Oh well. Safety first. And more stairs that we just bonk on. It's so goofy.
And you did it in the end, that's great!
Yep. I actually didn't die.
Oh my god, are we going to treetops next?
Yep. another level with very cool speed supercharged threats. Got no sparks right now, so he can't help getting gems, but fortunately, there's a chicken right here.
Yeah, they have to have a lot of chickens here because it's so easy to die. Even on the home world, they'll kill you.
Yeah, the boards are
out.
pretty fast. Alright, so in treetops there are two thieves. They don't have eggs, but they hold gems. And the intended way to catch them is to follow them through the supercharged ramps. They just have a set path that they do, but we're just not really gonna follow their path. We're gonna do our own path that's much faster.
And isn't it if you kill them early, then they don't awaken everyone, so they're all still asleep in the level? Because it did that for the old one.
Yeah, that happened in the old one, but in this one, it doesn't.
Everyone's awake, they're ready, they remember. Remember that one time when a dragon came by and totally like wrecked our entire city? Yeah, stay vigilant.
We're gonna get gems in this tree, and that's abuse to go back to the supercharged ramp, where we're gonna do a cool thing. We're not gonna follow the track that we're supposed to go through. We're just gonna get our supercharge and turn around right away. Get to this ramp, and we're up here.
I'm sure you're blowing so many people's minds right now.
Yeah, I actually don't remember the path for that guy. The other one I remember it a little bit better, but that one I really don't. But it is pretty convenient that that one ramp is there. That's actually the last ramp you go to get the hide to get to that that one tree. But we just skip all the other routes we have to go through.
Yeah, as a fellow person who spent hours playing this as a kid and going like, why? Where is that?
Yeah, the way supercharge works in this game, you start building up speed the longer you are on the ramp. So we're gonna use that again and just use the ramp twice to get enough speed and height to get up here. Right, and this should be the end. Treetops. That's it. That was really good. I was worried about the supercharged tricks. Right, on to Metalhead. This is the only boss in the game where you actually don't touch the boss to kill them. He has a whole arena with electrified poles, and you just have to destroy the poles to kill the boss.
It's so interesting. Also, a lot of really weird little side. Like, I found the secrets here to be even more secret.
Yeah, this area, unless you're looking down onto it,
And then you're
not
like,
very
oh, I'm done.
intuitive to get down here. The punk.
And that was one of the formative things about Spyro that is so funny, is that it teaches to experiment and do things that are completely stupid, and then it pays off. And it's almost a specific Spyro trait, where you just like fly off a cliff completely blindly and see where it takes you, and then it'll be correct. Like in a game I never played before, I did the same thing. There was Spyro 3, and my friend was playing it, and he just saw me running off of like these high levels and doing the strangest things, and he's like, why is this working? You are acting so ridiculous right now, and it's the way that the game is intended to be played. So I feel like there's a specific like Spyro secret skill.
Yeah, the game rewards you for exploring around, doing unconventional things. Right, so here's the boss. You have to hit the poles while they're green. Ready, spad. He'll also throw enemies at you, and yeah, it's also some lightning ray attack. That they can also hit the poles, so you can sort of manipulate that to make it easier. Oh,
And then there's so many little secrets here.
I know he threw an enemy. I think the gem is to my right. Yep. Left, rather. Usually those gems just home into you in the original, but in this game you have to go back to them. I hope he got everything then.
As far as I see, but... Yep.
No T-posting Metalhead.
Does that happen sometimes?
If you get in his way, when he's going through the one arena to the other one, if he bumps into anything or into you, I guess his animation stops earlier, and he just changes to a T-pose. This is very funny.
Now I get to try this.
Nope. Oh hey, that was a light. Another thing that used to be in original Spyro 2 and 3, but wasn't in the Spyro 1, is when you kill these little animals, they give you butterflies for the sparks to eat, so you get more health. And if you kill 10 of them, the 10th one will be a special butterfly that gives you a free life. And that didn't used to be a thing in the original Spyro 1, but they made it a thing in this one. That's nice.
They did that instead of the grinding up thing where you kill old enemies and collect those weird orb things. Right?
Oh, that's also a thing.
Oh, it's still there! Oh man, so you can end this run with like 1,000 lives if you really wanted to.
Yeah, we're at 9 at the moment. Right, Dreamweavers.
I love these guys and their weird dance.
They're great.
Extremely noisy, and I both loved and completely hated these because they were just so obnoxious.
There's also these clockwork jesters that if you hit them, the clock starts ticking and there's gonna be a platform that moves. You have to get there before the time's over.
Yeah, the game ramps up a lot more than you think.
So we get into Haunted Towers first because it's a little bit out of the way. After that, we can just quick travel to the beginning of the hub and not get to that area anymore. Not have to backtrack.
A lot of people are looking forward to this. People are very excited.
Another friend fairy that gives us a smooch.
Hello, lady. Oh no.
We're gonna be killing a few of these armors in the way. Just destroy that chest to get the gems later and open that door. That used to be a lot less lenient in the original.
Yeah.
You actually had to work hard to get there in time. Aww.
Those fairy kisses. Can you imagine being so shy that you blush and then if you sneeze, it caught fire?
Alright, let's get this now.
Someone says, this game is not door friendly. Sorry to any doors out there who are watching.
This is one of those secret areas that I'm sure people used to have a lot of trouble finding back in the day.
Oh yeah.
We getting another smooch, but this one is actually special. This super flame will actually last until I exit the level. In the original, if you died, it would be gone, but in this one, they were nice enough to make it so if you die, you still keep the flame. So we'll get to see this cool looking king on Spyro for the whole rest of the level.
You still have to go back and kill the unanimated one at the very front.
Yeah, I'll have to go back to it.
I was wondering if they changed that. I don't know why they would, but for some reason.
All the armors have gems.
This is one of those press F for all the lives lost on this level, trying to figure out where that dragon noise is coming from.
There's a fairy in that building, but we actually skip it. That's the one you're supposed to get to be able to open this door. But if you're fast enough, you can just do it from the first one. Ooh, I almost died there. Oh, I saw that, Sparks. Alright, we got everything. Now quick travel so we don't have to backtrack from the portal from Haunted Towers to the beginning of Dreamweavers. You just have to take 3 very long whirlwinds to get back there. Right. Dark Passage.
Yeah, Dark Passage!
This one's a fun one too. It's a really interesting mechanic too. There's these jesters holding lamps, and they're surrounded by enemies. If they have the lamp on, they're just like cute little enemies. But if the lamp's out, they're like big and scary. Oh, that.
Like, there really is something about this game that no matter how far into it you go, there's always going something new and interesting per level. And these new mechanics that keep showing up, despite the simplicity of him, that keeps the gameplay very interesting all the way through. Look at that big skewy.
Yeah, you actually can't kill the big turtles unless you make them small. The dogs, you can just flame them. They're fine. Ooh, I was worried there, but Spyro has these little, I like to call it safety hover, where you are jumping and get close enough to a ledge that you're like about to land on it, but you're so close that you're not making it. Spyro does this animation where he does it very tiny hover. It's, you don't have to press any button for it. It's just automatic.
Oh, really? Because I keep doing the Spyro 2 thing, where you press the triangle, and in Spyro 1, that makes you drop. So you're like, oh, I'm almost to, I'll just hover and get no, and then you just fall straight down into the sky, the everlasting sky.
Yeah, that's still a thing in this game.
Yeah, I'll never get over that. It's a lot of ways to die in Spyro just by playing by the mechanics of the second and third.
Yeah, 2 and 3 are very different from 1. Even from the originals, their physics are completely different. Spyro's not drifty anymore. Oh, and then he can like gain abilities like swimming and climbing walls and head bashing.
Yeah, a lot of things about it are just very, very different. The art style, I wouldn't say completely changed, but changed in a really big way. It became more fantasy-like as opposed to more, you know, sort of a neon and very colorful and vibrant and interesting. So it... Oh, it's so scary. They're so scary when they're big. The turtles in particular, like, oh my god.
Yeah, they're big and buff. And they have an armor so you can't flame through them. Oh, that mushroom was nice. Usually when I want to get that mushroom, he's pretty sneaky. And fast.
Yeah, I was wondering if you actually have to go up there and do the can, and I'm like, of course you do. Like, it's so
Yeah, there's an enemy
cool.
up here, and you're actually required to use the cannon to make these two enemies smaller.
Yeah, 'cause they never go down, do they?
Right. Going to the last flight level.
Cool Spyros don't look at explosions.
I would really like to do that. Yeah, I would charge into that, but the knockback is so strong that you just fall off the platform. So instead you have to watch the animation of it. Another level where Bonky needs to stop is useful to turn around.
These look so cool too.
I didn't get it. I think I'm gonna go back for that train where it goes get that helicopter guy. Or this guy gets any further.
Yeah, if you miss it, they're on a pretty big loop, aren't they?
Yeah. It's this guy.
Where are you? Haha.
And now we're going to another pretty popular level, I feel. A lot of people love the castle.
I really love it, but I also had the music stuck in my head for about a week once.
Yeah, I feel like the music is a pretty big reason why people really like this level.
Yeah, I think in many games, but also this one, like the music's really good, and that it gives it some wiggle room for it being like maybe not the most enjoyable of levels.
Yeah.
Lofty Castle's all right, but I think that people just enjoy jamming out a lot more. Yeah, doing the twirl. Oh yeah, the music.
Those flying enemies in the original, you couldn't really tell what they exactly were.
Yeah, they were just blobs with sort of beaks.
Yeah,
We somewhat beast-like. It was very perplexing.
we used to call them turkeys, but they really don't look like turkeys. So in the original, you're actually able to skip having to save those fairies, but in this game, they were a little bit clever about it, and they just put an invisible wall at the other side, so you can't really skip them.
That's irritating. Why would they do that?
Yeah, I don't know.
This one's super fun. such a kick out of this.
Yeah, in this level, to progress, you have to activate these whirlwinds by saving 3 fairies from their cages. Now more supercharge! Just totally ignore the second part of the supercharge. There's like a spiral track.
Oh yeah, going up. Yeah, the more I think of it, the more I remember that like I do grow really annoyed with this level a lot more than I enjoy it.
Ow.
Though the only world where it's like that is, oh, I love magic crafters, and then end up hating every level of magic crafters. But for some reason, I still feel like I love the world.
I really like magic crafters in general.
Your Spyro's looking, or your Sparks is looking a little drunk. Poor guy.
Yeah,
Got the fleet.
it's all fine. There's a couple of mushrooms here to get. These flying things are annoying. Especially this last one. Goes up very high.
I love their cartoony eyes. They're like, hello there. Yeah, Reignited did a lot for clarifying what we're looking at any given time. So there's just a lot of, okay, that's sort of, it might be, I think it's a dog. And then in this one, oh, it's definitely a dog. Okay.
So that's usually how you to skip into the next area without getting the fairies, but yeah, unless you save the fairies, there's an invisible wall there that you just walk on and die. And we are done with Lofty Castle.
What's left here? Is it just Jacques?
Yep,
I hate Jacques.
he's a meanie.
That level was just nearly the end of me. But one of the dragons has a great quote that I kept using. Remember when, you know, like AOL profiles and things like that? It was, a wise dragon once told me, aim high in life and watch out for flying boxes. And I used that, and no one questioned me about what it was about.
They just thought, oh, we'll just let her with her shenanigans.
It was
about
probably the least
flying
weird thing.
presents.
Yeah. They're just used to me being completely strange. But I stand to it to this day. A lot of wisdom in Spyro.
Lots of clockwork gestures in this level. Be able to progress. Not collecting everything here because I'll have to go back here later.
Oh, these guys are scary.
That guy is so fast. And he actually pushes you out of the platform and just kills you.
Yeah, there was a lot of avoidable deaths that happened here. I still feel scarred from my younger years. Thank you, Jacques. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, this is actually, I believe this is the only boss level where you don't end at the boss. I guess there's Champ, but you really end right after the boss. But in this one, since we have to backtrack to get to a sort of secret area.
Yeah. Actually, that's true. I remember spending time doing that with Metalhead, but that's also because you can do that on the way. It's intended that way.
Yeah.
I was just slow about it.
Get that one guy for one platform. These platforms down. There's more stuff there to get.
Go get that dragon! Hey! It's like my name, but with a U in front of it.
That part's fun. Also, we are gonna try to skip this clockwork guy. It just summons a platform to help you get to there, but
You don't need that.
you can do a kind of precise jump and just skip that one platform. It's actually crazy how far you can go off of a ledge. Like, you can almost get Spyro like out of the ledge and you'll be still standing on something.
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of leeway, and yeah, you can abuse of that for things like that jump.
Does that work in reverse, where you almost made a jump, but that sort of invisibleness knocks you, or?
No, not really.
Okay, I'm just bad
Things
then.
that I know of. Alright, Gnasty's world. This is the last world. And there's no flying level here. There's only 4 levels. One of them being Gnasty Gnorc. And the way you progress through this world is just beating the levels. All of these dragon heads have levels in them, and the way to unlock them is right now I'm getting to Gnorc's Cove, and if I beat this level, I'll unlock the dragon head for the next one, and so on and so on.
I was very confused because all the dragons that you're getting here are all ones that you've previously released.
Yeah,
So
I don't think they ever explain why.
Oh, what were they doing? You were off saving the world, they were not helping you, and they just got stuck again. And you're like, alright, I'm back. You? And some of them even have the same placeholder. Thank you for releasing me. And you're like, twice?
This level has a lot of barrels like these, and they're not the best working thing in this game. Their aiming is a little bit wonky. They also have pretty weird physics sometimes. Alright, just making sure that I did this jump. Hopefully you don't see any dumb thing happening with barrels, but could very well happen. It's not uncommon.
I believe in you. I can't imagine, like, this place can be pretty treacherous if you're going fast. It's a lot of waiting, and I always took it really carefully.
I'm looking at it, Pharaoh. Surprisingly hard to aim to that one chest. Well, there's the feral shenanigans. Just bouncing everywhere. Ow.
Wait, is that true that the mice, like, respond to you now?
I actually have no idea.
Someone said the mouse is cheering at you. I'm like, what? 'Cause the lizards do certain things, and it's really cute.
Oh, I have
Anyway, you
those
should kill
parts.
those mice, yeah.
Yeah. Now I'll have to. Sadly.
Cheer. Cheer or face the consequences. Oh, bye, mice.
It's actually better to charge through those animals than flame them. If you charge through them, sparks will start eating the butterfly immediately, but if you flame them, you have to wait for them to spawn and for sparks to notice the butterfly. It's kind of silly.
He also kind of moves with you now. Before, he used to stay back where the butterfly is, but now I see that the butterfly kind of follows him to get eaten. It's the cycle of life, I guess.
One level down. And next level is probably very... It was very controversial when this game came out, or when they showed previews of the game. In this level, the enemies have guns and Gatling guns. I don't know what they're called, but they shoot at you. And in this game, they don't have like real guns. Instead, they have paint guns. And there's a lot of people that are not very happy with it.
Or gun
First-
purists in one level of Spyro.
Personally, I don't mind it, but I could see why people would get mad at it.
I don't as much, like... Do they have guns in almost any other part of the game? Oh no, I guess they do Peacekeepers.
Yeah, and,
They've got little
and
muskets there.
Scourge in Spyro 2, for example.
Oh, that's true. I wonder why here it's caves instead. War is hell.
I wonder if they just wanted to recreate what the bullets look like in the original, because they sort of like look like Doritos. They're just like orange triangles.
They couldn't get Doritos to sign off, so they're like, eh, paint.
Instead we get paint.
Actual chip guns would have been fun.
Alright, more supercharged one.
Wow, he flew. You supercharge someone, they just keep going.
Get that jump that I missed, and we're actually gonna test abuse just to go back to the dragon I got. Tiny bit faster, even faster for in-game time, since it doesn't count the reigniting cutscene reloading screen. Now we're gonna take the supercharge again to get that one chest and do the same. Just two deaths so quick. got me.
Woo.
I need this ammo.
Are there any other areas that you particularly need to keep sparks at a good level?
Pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
Just so you don't have to touch the gems.
Yeah.
Right. We're almost done.
Yes. I mean, no. I mean, yes. I'm very torn.
We get to confront Gnasty Gnorc.
All right. Get out of here, nasty.
He's actually gonna greet us before I even get to the level. For some reason, he just growls before you spawn. Just goes like, "Whoa."
Yeah, I think I stopped with my playthrough right before I got to him. And then I've just been busy doing other things since. And now this is like,
Before we get to fight Gnasty, we have to open some doors so we can drop the platform that lets us go actually after Gnasty.
you know, the thing that everyone loved most in these games, the thieves.
Yeah, these ones are actually kind of rough. If you miss the sort of quick kill, you most likely have to go through the whole track again. You get both of the keys, and now we get to run after Gnasty while getting all this treasure. I'm actually gonna miss some gems in purpose because sadly in this game you can't do a one cycle on Gnasty, so you can't get all the treasure and kill Gnasty. So we're gonna skip some and hit him so he goes to the next phase, and we're just gonna backtrack and get the rest. It's a little bit faster than just going through the whole track again.
I love that his entire tactic is yelling at you and then running away.
Yeah, just like any other boss. Gnasty isn't really that tough.
Then again, I think he's the only one who takes Spyro seriously. Everyone else got stuck again, so clearly he was like, I saw what you did to everybody. You little monster dragon.
Oh. Alright, Gnasty's toast. We're not done though. You're toast, Gnorc.
You're toast, Gnorc.
Just gonna skip cutscenes and credits. And now we're gonna get the part where we get the 120%. So when you get 100% in this game, there's a secret level that unlocks where you can get 2,000 extra gems, and that's what gives you the extra 20%. This dragon has another unskippable cutscene, but just like we did with Nestor right at the beginning of the game, if you jump into the dragon right when you're touching it, for some reason it just lets you skip the cutscene. But yeah, we got everything. We got access to Gnasty's loot.
Yeah, we did!
And this level also has pretty interesting mechanic. You are able to fly infinitely, but your height is limited temporarily. The way to increase the height you can go up to is determined by how much you progress in the level. So you get these keys from thieves, and in the original it used to work like the higher platform you get access to, you unlock more height that you can fly to, but in this game you just need to unlock the door to get more height to your flight. Also, we got to kill another thief with a fan chest there.
Again, why is this key sitting here?
So these plane thieves, this one's pretty stupid. He just doesn't even turn around. The next one is a jerk. He's a lot faster. He has rubber banding, and I'm hoping that I can get this quick kill here. I'm not very good at it, but we got it. Goodbye, plane. That you almost didn't even get to see.
Yeah, I didn't see it at all. It really didn't show up. It was just fire and death.
Yeah. If that plane escapes, you're guaranteed to do a full lap to the tunnel. Right, so time is actually coming up soon. We're gonna get to the most hype room in this game. The room with all the pretty purple gems. Oh, do I have no sparks? Oh, well, we get to just touch them. All right, 2,000 out of 2,000, and time is coming up now.
Yay!
Yay!
Spyro the
You guys
dragon.
wanna watch the
You
cutscene?
defeated Gnasty Gnorc, collected the dragon eggs, saved all the dragons.
How do you
and
feel,
recovered
Spyro?
every bit of treasure in the Dragon Kingdom. How do you feel?
I
He
feel
feels
fired
fired
up,
up, Bob.
I'm happy for the dragon world, of course. I certainly wouldn't want to spend the rest
Can
of
I get
my
the
dragon
time
days butting
on it?
heads with nasty Gnorc.
1:57:23.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, you had a lot of really good luck that run, it seemed.
For every good
Yeah.
you need a good
We had a rough beginning, but the rest went pretty well.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's just a little bit of nerves, you know?
Yeah.
Oh.
The nerves always affect the run.
Well, you did amazingly. You taught me so much about the game, and just watching you has been an absolute delight. I'm sure that everyone else feels the exact same. So thank you, everyone. This ends the Frame Fatales for the night. Do you have any shout-outs to do to the community or anything?
Could I just show off one little thing?
Muffins? Can she show something off?
It's right here. It won't take long.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna go to space.
Okay, tell me everything.
There's oh wow, that was actually really fast. You can go through that corner and get out of bounds, and yeah.
It's just
Now
that
we
one
get
little
to
bit.
see
huh?
Artisans from below, and if you were interested on seeing what's behind that big door, there's actually nothing.
It is exciting. Oh my god!
But yeah, said we're gonna go to space, so let's do that real quick. We're just dropping. Space will come up soon.
Space will happen to us.
We'll get to space soon.
By dropping, of all things. You wouldn't expect that.
Yep. there's no death plane around here, so you just drop
Really?
infinitely.
Do a little dance for
It's a
us.
cool effect, I guess, while you're dropping. Alright, it's coming, it's coming. Welcome to space. It's a dark void. Turn around. These are actually the skyboxes for the rest of the levels of Artisans. In some levels, there's actually some scenery loaded for them. It's interesting.
Oh, what?
So this one, I believe, is Town Square. This dark one is Dark Hollow. That really bright one in the background is I think Sunny Flight. The sunset one is Toasty, and the one behind it should be Stonehill.
This is the coolest thing I've ever seen! Oh my god!
Sadly, you're constantly losing height when you're gliding, so we don't really get to enter any of these.
Yeah, I guess you can't actually get in there, huh? Oh, I wonder what
It
that
would
would be
be
like.
good.
Ah!
Like, I feel if you can glitch the infinite flight into here, I'm pretty sure you could get into them. It will take ages because they're actually really far away from each other, even though it doesn't really look like that. These skyboxes are giant.
That is what space is. But there's an entire level in each of these, so I mean,
Yeah.
you've been going for a while, and you're not even quite close by yet. So. Oh wow, it's a lot when I'm at loss for words, but I have got nothing. This is amazing to me.
Yeah, they look like planets. That's why I call it space.
Yes. Thank you for showing this to us. I think it's changed everything about my life.
I think it's a good way to end the day.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you everyone for watching from Femme Fatales. We're going to be back tomorrow. Frame Fatales. Words fail. Space. Spyro. Space.
Too late.
We'll be back tomorrow as well. Thank you again, Beuchi, for this incredible run, and everyone else for being here. See you tomorrow. Muffins, get some sleep.